Let us build with you, for we seek your power.
Let us build with you because we seek your God. Where?
As ye do.
As what?
As ye do.
As you do. Right? Where?
And we do sacrifice unto him.
And we do sacrifice unto him. Now the reason why they said that, the reason why they said that is because when they study the history, remember the northern kingdom, when they had been taken out from Samaria, what did Sennacherib do? Right? Yeah. The Assyrian king. He bring in other nations into the land and bring in a Levite to show them the ways of the land. Right? So that is why they could have said, that is why they could have said, let me build together with you now, build the temple and whatnot, and serve your God, right? Because we've been doing it since back then. There was a reason why. Go ahead. Yeah, don't go wrong. Go ahead.
And we do sacrifice unto him since the day of Ashadon, king of Ashur. King of
Ashur, which is what? The Assyrians. Go ahead.
Which brought us up hither. But Zerubbabel.
Because Salakia, if you go to the accurate history, if you go to 2 Kings, that's only to make, alright, to prove what I'm saying. 2 Kings 17. 2 Kings 17. You can start from 22.
2 Kings 17 and 22?
Yeah.
This book of 2 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 22.
Yeah.
For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did.
Right? This Jeroboam was the first king of the northern kingdom, and the kingdom they get split into two. Right? Go ahead.
And they departed not from them.
Right? Because he was the man that bring a lot of wickedness. Because he didn't want the northern kingdom to go down into Judea to go and take part in the sacrifices and whatnot. Right? So what he do? He started to set up groves and idol worship and whatnot so that the northern kingdom could stay there. Right? He was the one that bring in heavy idol worship into Israel. Right? Go ahead.
Until Yahweh removed Israel out of his sight.
Until the Most High moved Israel out of his sight. Go ahead.
As he had said by all his servants, the prophets.
Right? Because why? Why the prophets say that? Because they had read Deuteronomy 28. The curses. Go ahead.
So was Israel carried away out of their own land.
Right? So was Israel, the northern kingdom, carried away out of their own land. Go ahead.
To Assyria.
To Assyria.
Unto this day.
Unto this day, right? But it don't literally mean unto this day because partly yes, because there is still a remnant still over in Assyria, right? Which is in Iraq. Right? But the majority came across. Some did end up going back home. Some, right? But continue.
And the king of Assyria brought men from Babylon.
He brought men from where?
Babylon.
Right? They them stinking Africans on them. Go ahead.
And from Kota.
Right? Go ahead.
And from Ava. And from Hamnat. And from Seraphim. And placed them in the cities of Samaria.
All these is Hamitic nations, along with some in these Elamites, which is these East Indians and what have you. He bring them and put in our land. Go ahead.
Instead of the children of Israel.
Instead of the children of Israel. Go ahead.
And they possessed Samaria and dwelt in the cities thereof.
Go ahead, continue.
And so it was at the beginning of their dwelling there that they feared not Yahweh.
Right? These Hamites and what have you and all these other nations, right? They didn't fear the Most High when they was in our land. Right? When they was put in our land. When they take out our people and put in a different set of people. So continue up.
Therefore, Yahweh sent lions among them.
He sent what?
Lions among them.
Yeah, because they was doing a whole bunch of folly. Idol worship, homosexuality, the orgies, all this other nonsense. Go ahead.
which slew some of them.
Yeah. Go ahead, continue.
Wherefore they spake to the king of Assyria, saying, the nations which thou hast removed and placed in the cities of Samaria know not the manner of the power of the land.
They know not the manner of the power of the land. Right? So what you do? Let me see what you do. Go ahead.
Therefore he hath sent lions among them.
He hath sent, yeah, go ahead.
And behold, they slay them, because they know not the manner of the power of the land.
Right, go ahead.
Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, carry thither one of the priests.
One of the who?
One of the priests.
Because the priests know the law. Go ahead.
Whom he brought from thence. And let them go and dwell there. And let him teach him the manner of the power of the land.
Right, so hold it. So go back to where I was reading there now. Let's go see our link in here now. Yeah. Yeah, read.
Verse 3.
Yeah, follow the scripture.
This is Ezra chapter 4 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
But Zerubbabel and Jeshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them.
No, go back up a verse.
Verse 2. This is Ezra chapter 4 and verse 2. Then they come to Zerubbabel and the chief of the fathers and said unto them, let us build with you.
Let us build with you, go ahead.
For we seek your power.
For we seek your power, go ahead.
As ye do, and we do sacrifice unto him since the days of Asahadon, king of Asher.
King of Asher, right? So you see our Lincoln, right? Take out the forefather, that king there, his forefather take out the children of Israel out of Israel, out of Samaria, and bring in these other people, and bring in a priest to show them how to live in the land. Right? Go ahead, continue, but watch this, go ahead.
Which brought us up hither.
Yeah, go ahead.
But Zerubbabel and Joshua and the rest of the chief of the fathers of Israel said unto them, we have nothing to do with, ye have nothing to do with us.
Yeah. You have nothing to do with us. Separation. Right? Because why? The Most High is a separatist. Right? So when you so-called Negroes want to roll hand in hand and all our way is one and all this bag of nonsense, you're just making all your God angry. Right? All of this making all your God angry with all you. Yeah. A matter of fact, Hanuman ain't gonna get angry because Hanuman like that. You understand? Yeah, go ahead.
You have nothing to do with us to build an house unto Yahweh.
Right? Go ahead.
But we ourselves together will build upon Yahweh, power of Israel.
But we ourselves will build. Right? We ourselves will build unto our God, the God of Israel, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You other nations have nothing to do with this. Salvation is not for you all.
Right,
go ahead.
As King Cyrus and King of Persia had commanded us.
Right, go ahead.
Then the people of the land, then the people of the land weakened the hands of the people of Judah.
Yeah. Then all these nations started weakening the hands. They started to make trouble. Right? Because you were getting the Apocrypha. Right? Go ahead.
And trouble them in building.
And trouble us in building. Go ahead.
And had counselors against them.
Yeah, go ahead.
To frustrate their purpose.
What was right? So it's the same thing right now with Esau, the so-called white man. Right? It's the same thing now. Where they're hiring all kind of agents and what have you. These pastors, these lying pastors and whatnot, to come up against us for the truth. It's the same thing that new under the sun. Can't. Well, I can say no.
We saw going to be the government and all come up against us so that we will be preaching no more out there because we preaching too much truth.
Can
understand?
Can. I know the brother say that the same spirit the Lord send there and
yeah.
Right? Say that same thing.
Can.
Can now say that.
Can.
Right? Say they want the police and them to hate all in. They became one people to hate all in.
Well, they're going into slavery just now.
You understand?
You're watching them. Right? So, you want to build with all of them. But none of you other nations. Right? Go ahead, read. Yeah, go ahead.
And had counsels against them to frustrate their purpose.
Yeah, go ahead.
All the days of Cyrus, king of Persia, even until the reign of Darius, king of Persia.
Reign of Darius, king of Persia, go ahead.
And in the reign of Asarius, in the beginning of his reign, wrote unto him an occasion against the inhabitants of Judah and Jerusalem.
Yeah, go ahead.
And in the days of Artaxerxes.
Yeah. Right? Now, Artaxerxes was an East Indian. Right? Artaxerxes was an East Indian. He was a tall East Indian. He was the king of Persia. Who are the Persians? The so-called East Indians today. Right? They could go to Esther 1:1. Let me prove it. Yeah, no. Esther. Book of Esther. Yeah, go ahead.
That is the book of Esther, chapter 1 and verse 1.
Go ahead.
Now it came to pass in the days of Artaxerxes.
And it came to pass in the days of who?
Artaxerxes.
Go ahead.
Right? This is Artaxerxes which reigned from India.
This is Artaxerxes which reigned from where?
From India.
From India, go ahead.
Even unto Ethiopia.
Even unto Ethiopia. Right?
And
Artaxerxes was a Persian. They put that name upon themselves, the Persians. Right? But before it was what Carmenians. Now, to prove that the Elamites is the East Indians, right? Which is also the Persians, right? You could go to Daniel. That's the one. Just bear with me here. Just bear with me here. Alright, go to Daniel 8 and 2. Go to Daniel 8 and 2. And somebody get from the first Maccabees 8 and 8.
That is the book of Daniel, chapter 8 and verse 2.
Go ahead.
And I saw in a vision.
Now this is Daniel. See in the vision, go ahead.
And it came to pass when I saw that I was in Shushan.
I was in where?
Shushan.
Go ahead. Where is Shushan?
In the palace, which is in the province of Elam.
Which is in the province of Elam. Right? Which is in the province of Elam. Right? And when you go into Elam, you will see that Elam is the so-called East Indians. Right? And when you go into this first Maccabees 8 and 8, first Maccabees 8 and 8, and then you will come back to this, yeah?
This is the book of First Maccabees chapter 8, verse 8. And the country of India and Media and what?
And the country of what?
India. Yeah. And the country of India and Media and Lydia and of the godliness. What?
That's no, still up here. There you know, first man could be 6 and 37, still up here. 6 and 37. 6 and 37. And you would eat them up. beating them up.
Book of 1 Maccabees chapter 6 verse 61. And upon the beast with their strong towers of wood which covered every one of them, and was good fast unto them with devices. They were also upon every one two.
No, that talking about the war elephants and them, big elephants and them. Right, go ahead.
They were, and upon every one 230 strong men that fought upon them beside the Indian.
Beside the who?
Beside the Indian.
Beside the Indians, go ahead.
And ruled him.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
They showing you. These East Indians and all of them have been warring us from since back then, boy. From since back then. So go back now to this, continue now. Yeah. Go ahead. What more time you had it? Yeah? Go ahead.
The Ezra chapter 4 and verse 7.
Ezra what?
4 and 7.
Yeah, go ahead.
And in the days of Artaxerxes wrote Bislam. Wrote Bislam. Melchizedek. Tabel.
That's not where you jump. Jump to verse 9. Yeah, verse 9.
Ezra chapter 4 and verse 9. Ezra chapter 4 and verse 9. He said, then wrote Rehum, the chancellor of the chancellor
Shemshai
and Shimshai, the scribe, and the rest of the companions.
Go ahead.
And the
Jenaites. Yeah. The Aphasites. The
Aphasites, the Turpelites, and
the Aphasites,
and Achavites, and Babylonians, the Shushanites, the Hivites, and Elamites.
Right? All of these nations, all of them, they come up against us to Artaxerxes, stop us. But the thing about it is there's nothing you can do against the truth but for the truth. You can't stop this truth. You can't. There ain't no salvation for you other nations. Look, matter of fact, Luke 1 and 68 up. Anybody? Baba Kusha. Luke 1 and 16.
Look at Luke chapter 1 and verse 68. It says, Blessed be Yahweh, power of Israel.
Blessed be the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahshua of Israel. Go ahead.
For he had visited and redeemed his people.
He had visited and redeemed his people. His people. Go ahead.
And had raised up a horn of salvation for us.
So then how salvation could be for the other nations? The word salvation, they derive from the word salvage. To salvage something.
Our Father prayer too.
God.
Our Father now.
That's powerful when you say that now. It's salvage. When Lord salvage and a remnant, right?
A remnant.
So if a man getting demolished and mash up, right? Where you salvage and the rest of him, right? If a shark come and bite off a man 2 foot, where you salvage him? The remnant of him.
If the store here get burned down.
Yeah.
If the store here get burned down, when the owners will come back and do 2-3 days after, when the fire service done, go there to do and whatnot. They will come back and see what they can salvage in the store to see if they can pay back again on the market to sell. Right? So then how salvation can be for all you nations? But you nations going into slavery? Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah.
See, and I raised up a horn of salvation for us in the house of his servant David.
In the house of his servant David. Now what nation did David derive from in order for him to be the servant of the Most High? What nation was David king of? Continue.
And he spake by the mouth of his holy prophets.
Alright? By the mouth. Now, what nation did the holy prophets come out from? Alright? And the word holy means what? Separate, right? So go ahead.
Which have been since the world began.
Right? Which have been since the world began. Go ahead.
That we should be saved from our enemies.
That we should be saved from our enemies. Right? Psalms 83, Deuteronomy 28:68. Right? Go ahead.
And from the hand of all that hate us.
Yeah, from the hand of all them that hate us. Right? Lamentations 2:15, which we had read earlier on. Go ahead.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers, which was Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I never read through the scripture where he perform, where he make a promise unto the Elamites, unto the Edomites. None of these other nations. Right? So on that note when I check it out, you know, as I said the other day, that's like the woman who then take this wall to the floor or whatever, and saying she don't want to see no nigger people on the church TV and this and that and the other, and people started to go around and she and whatnot. Yeah. You know, I wasn't vexed with that woman. And likewise with the Ramsaran girl and whatnot, the cockroach. Now she called me cockroach, but yet sell a set of baby cockroach spray up all over her face. I didn't see the video. I didn't see the videos.
I see it. Serious?
Yeah. She called me cockroach. She don't like the cockroach, but a set of baby cockroach spray up all over your face. Yeah. I gotta divulge too much. You understand? Yeah. But what I'm saying is this. I can't get vexed with she because she talking the truth.
Yeah.
You can't get vexed with she because she for she people. Just like we for we people.
When them say, you say what? They want to take a man. Right?
You can't get vexed with them.
You understand? Yeah.
You should have one nigga up inside that she. Right? So go ahead, skip there.
Perform the mercy promised to our fathers.
To perform the mercy promised to our fathers, well,
and to remember his holy covenant.
Right? Who the Lord made a covenant with by, oh gosh, by all the dumb Christians, by. Growing up in our church, right through. And what do you understand the scriptures by? All it's coming in for God so loved the world and all them nonsense. I mean, the scripture ain't nonsense, the scripture there. But the thing is, you don't have the understanding of the scripture. And they would never get it because why the Most High never choose you for you to get it.
It was sent.
Yeah, it wasn't sent unto you for you to get it. It wasn't sent. All they had to do is just, and even in Galatians and all, it make it plainer. In Galatians and all, when they go into Galatians, I think in Galatians 4, that's not. I will tell you, don't worry. Yeah, Galatians 4. Start from 22. Start from 22. And then you go down from 22 to 25. And then you go read 27 down to 31. 4 and 22.
22?
Yeah.
Right, this book of Galatians chapter 4 and verse 22.
Go ahead.
For it is written that Abraham had 2 sons.
Right? Where it is written in the Old Testament back in Genesis. Go ahead.
The one by a bondmaid.
The one by a what?
Bondmaid.
One by a bondmaid, which was Haggai the Egyptian. Go ahead.
And the other by a free woman.
Which is Sarah, his wife. Go ahead.
But who was of the bondwoman was born after the flesh.
Yeah, but who was, right? That go back to what? Romans 9 and 13. Romans 9 and I think 10. Right? Romans 9 and 10. Right? Not because they all the seed. That doesn't mean, right? That's roughly paraphrasing now, right? Yeah, why? Right, go ahead.
Right? But he of the free woman.
But he of the free woman
was by promise.
Was by the promise. Right? Which is to Isaac. Go ahead.
Which things are an allegory.
Right, go ahead.
For these are the 2 covenants.
Yeah, go ahead.
The one from the Mount Sinai, which gendereth to bondage, which is Agar. For this Agar is Mount Sinai in Arabia.
Go ahead.
And answereth to Jerusalem, which now is and is in bondage with her children.
Go ahead. Jump down to verse 27 now.
Verse 27. For it is written, rejoice, thou barren that bearest not. Break forth and cry, thou that travailest not. For the desolate hath many more children than she which hath an husband.
Go ahead.
Now we brethren.
When they go into the blue letter and they go into the word brethren, it talks about your sibling, right? The people of your nation, right? Now we brethren, go ahead.
As Isaac was.
Go ahead.
Are the children of promise.
Go ahead.
Come near.
As then. Right? 29.
Is that empty? Oh, yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sorry,
Right? Verse 29. But as then, he that was born after the flesh. Persecuted him that was born after the spirit.
Right? Persecuted him that was born after the spirit. Go ahead.
Even so, it is now.
Which is these Arabs who do what? Persecute us. It's showing you by the scriptures plainly, showing you by the Most High, not for these other nations, right? But you see the thing is, you Christians don't read. You all don't read. Yeah.
Second Esdras 6.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it's the book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, and verse 54. And after these, Salaki, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord of all thy creatures, right?
Yeah.
Of him come we all.
Yeah, we all come from Adam. Nobody in disputing that. What?
And the people also whom thou hast chosen.
And the separation, never. What?
All this have I spoken before thee, O Yahweh, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Yeah, the Most High make the world for our sakes. Jeremiah 31:35 proves that. Jeremiah 31:35 proves. 31:35 proves that. Right? What the scripture say, if anybody can measure the heights of the heavens, or measure the depths of the earth, or the circumference of the earth, well then, Well, then I will cast off the seed of Israel away from me. No man can tell how high the heavens is. No man can tell how deep the ocean is.
So we'll make up on number.
Yeah, Esau will try to see making up a number.
That's on the sun and sea.
Yeah.
So we'll say that it is approximately 400 and something.
That devil. That devil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, how you Christians explaining that? Yeah? How you Christians explaining that? Then you continue up.
Right, the second is just 6 and 56. As for the other people, which also came of Adam,
separation, go ahead.
thou hast said that they are nothing.
Yeah, all these other nations are nothing. They are nothing. Go ahead.
But be like unto spittle.
But be like unto spittle. Spittle.
Gan. And has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel.
Yeah. Where the nations here?
Plenty.
And there's still plenty.
Yeah,
and there's still plenty. The most I care about what in the bottle or the bucket.
Can.
You don't care what fall out of the vessel. As you going to go down on the ground and suck up that? Let me be real.
That's what they're doing now.
Right, go ahead.
Right? And now, O Yahweh,
go ahead.
behold, these heathen,
these what?
These heathen,
these other nations, go ahead.
Which have ever been reputed as nothing.
Which has ever been reputed. You can bring on the word reputed.
To repute?
Yeah.
That's meaning reputable, well known.
Well known, right?
Well known. or what we were saying.
Well known as nothing.
Yeah. Commonly known. Everybody know it.
Right?
Yeah.
So you get it right? Go ahead.
Right? Ever been reputed as nothing.
Yeah.
Have begun to be lords over us.
Yeah, that's why they're ruling over we know, and we in this low estate.
And to devour us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We in this low estate, boy.
No, but I go right down there.
Yeah, go ahead, you read.
Right, verse 58. But we thy people,
yeah,
whom thou hast called thy firstborn,
yeah,
thy only begotten,
go ahead,
and thy fervent lover, are given into their hands.
Yeah, we given into their hands, boy. We given into their hands, boy. Go to second as just. Still saying second as just. I think it's 3. Yeah, second as just 3. And start from 33.
Right, this is second Esdras, chapter 3 and verse 33.
Go ahead.
And yet their reward appeareth not, and their labor hath no fruit.
You start from 31, Salakia.
Right, the second Esdras 3 and chapter 3 and verse 31.
Yeah.
I do not remember how this way may be